What's up, nerds? Back with another video. This is the Edison format collection long form update. I have done 3 streams right now of like 10 hours of collection organizing. I did a couple YouTube shorts where I just did some glancing look. But now we're going to do a little bit longer of a video where I'm not going to go into all of the decks specifically, because we're going to do deck profiles for all the decks once all the cards are together. I've got almost all of the main decks completed. However, the side decks and extra decks, still waiting on some of those cards to come in. So we're just going to go show all of the decks, but not the insides of stuff. That'll be, you know, stuff to come out. I've got the binder, which is absolutely filled to the absolute last page of all cards, and I've got the deck boxes all consolidated. I had 10 Dex brand Dex box, the double deck holder things, all of those condensed into here. Little did I know, but very conveniently, that the inside of those deck boxes, the insides of those fit into these extremely conveniently. So, without further ado, let's get into this collection and this Edison update, because once next Friday comes around, I'm going to be heading out to locals and recording stuff, maybe send a stream if the internet's good, and see what the deal is. Maybe I'll enter an Edison tournament. Maybe I will just dual mirror matches. I'll see about trades. I got to get right now on my menu, the big 2 items on my menu are Book of Moons in some rarity and Bombless Trap Holes in some rarity. And I need some Brain Controls in rarities, and I need Foolish Burials. So those are like the big, like, what I'm trying to get. But let's get into the update. Okay, so first things first, let's start from the top and do the binder, because the binder's got a bunch of random stuff in it. Tokens, more tokens. Then I've got a Infernity deck, or at least the core of an Infernity deck, the core of some Frog stuff, some X-Saber stuff, Machina stuff, 6 Sam stuff, Lightsworn stuff, and then just a bunch of random Edison format hollows that you might not even use in Edison format. I know some of this stuff is banned. Just all sorts of kind of like random tech cards, some main deck stuff. I know this is obviously not Edison format. I just like my Gritty Duxes. Some Blackwing stuff. And then just a bunch of like random, essentially kind of side deck cards. There's some main deck stuff. Some MSTs that are main deck. E-Tellies. I might try and fit a level limit Area B into my deck. I actually don't know if I need a burial for one of my decks or not. I might take that out. A lot of just random, you know, Super Necro Valleys, DTs, Smashings, DT stuff, My Bodies, a bunch of different random-ass monsters, Trags, Hobby League Tomatoes, Super Snowman Eaters, a bunch of super random stuff, some Banishers, Thunder Kings, Necros, Super Nimbles. I just love Luster Dragon. Some more random traps. I'm so curious if Chain Disappearance is good. I want to play it. And then another card that I'm trying to play, work into a deck somewhere. I love Reckless Greed. I got to figure out a way to put it into my deck. But that's kind of the binder. And you'll notice the reason why I have all of these tokens in the middle and I don't really put the super expensive cards on the inside is because you can already see that these binders, they bulge out when they get close, and so these inside cards tend to get warped more. So that's why, one, I store the binder down like this, with it being stored up in the middle like this, so that it doesn't warp the cards as bad. but that's why I have the tokens in the middle, because you can see that these binders, they're not exactly meant to be filled up to the the brim. But I do like the monster binders, and I do like all my stickers. So maybe I'll get some more sticker packs, and I'll get a bigger monster binder now that I know how big the collection is. All right. Next up, we're going from the top down. So this is the 3-row binder. And so this has got all the sleeves, some extra cards that I am still figuring out what exactly I'm going to do with them. Some extra cards. These are actually kind of fun. These are old school, quote unquote old school, dungeon dice monster Yu-Gi-Oh game thing. And that's what this is in here. This is a whole binder, or a whole bag of dice. And then this one I can show you. I got the dice in this one. But it's literally like a dice game. All the little dice have little Yu-Gi-Oh things on them. And so I figured, fuck it, I will store it in here. So this is kind of the triple. I mean, it's mainly for card sleeves, dice, and like if I get trade stuff. A little bit of a room taker upper, but it's nice to have all of this stuff organized and put away. Next up, we're gonna do the big guy in the middle. We'll put these over. So the big guy in the middle. Whoo, this guy's a thick boy. So we've got here the full deck. I'd say I draft what do they call those, cubes? I mean, this is basically one giant cube. So inside of these deck boxes, we've got completed full main deck and extra deck of, we've got over here a 6 samurai deck with all of the 6 samurai deck extras. All of these have full main deck, extra deck. I don't have side decks for anything because this is supposed to be kind of just fun, not exactly super intense, although the decks get pretty intense. This is Noble Knight Turbo, and you know, like I mean, so you don't have side decks, but everything is like, I mean, the Samurai deck has 3 Gateways, 3 Uniteds. The Noble Knight deck has all of the support in the universe. This is the OG Darkworld deck, back when you know, Darkworld dealings, drag downs, gates, the whole 9 yards, everything, morphing jar, you know, card destruction. I mean, all these decks are basically just the crazy turned up versions. Oh my god, this one's fun too. This is the Monarch Turbo. I don't know if anyone remembers Pantheism of the Monarchs. Oh my god, March of the Monarchs. And you have all these little guys, Erebius, Ether, the little squires and everything. This deck actually does have a side deck, just because it was super easy to make. Then in this one, we've got the MachinafiniTrack. Oh my god, you want to talk about a disgusting deck that's just all in? Holy shit. This MachinafiniTrack deck, MachinafiniTrack Machina with Super Bullet Express Train, and this Night Express. Oh my god. I mean, this fucking deck is so disgusting, and it cranks out in the side deck. You've got the 3 cannons, the 3 dreadnought cannon things. You've got King of Calamities, the 7 Sins. I mean, so many of these extra deck cards are fucking ridiculous, and everything's a massive beater. I mean, you could do 5,000, 10,000, 15,000 damage in a turn if you draw the nuts. Then over in this one, oh my god, this is a classic deck. You could probably just play this deck in a tournament depending on what cards in here. You might have to change 1 or 2. But Evilswarm Kirkions. Oh, this deck looks so beautiful too. All the Evilswarm dual terminal everything as much as I could. Oh my god, Evilswarm Caster, Thunderbird. I mean, and then don't get it mistaken. If I'm going to play the main deck is going to be dual terminal, you already know we got the Evilswarm, Ouroboros, Thanos, Nightmare, Bahamut, Ophion. I got only one dual terminal Ophion. The other one is regular. And actually, my dual terminal Emeralds are in another deck. But you already know, if you're going to play these random stupid bullshit decks and we're going to fuck around and do this cube stuff, I'm going to make it so you enjoy looking at your decks. And then the last deck over here that we've got is oh man, I just finished this deck on stream. This is the Incarnation Herald, or Impactation Herald deck. I mean, this fucking deck, and throwing a couple Christias, throwing a couple Blackluster Soldiers. I mean, this deck, some of the extra deck cards, so if it wasn't bad enough that Herald is just ridiculous, in addition to Herald being ridiculous, you've got a card that you can make this card with one of the normal light bulb cards. Herald of Mirage Lights is another negation in addition to the Herald negate. You've got Hip Potion, which can boost all of your Herald stuff so nobody can beat over it or get around it. You've got all these random exceeds that do all this bullshit. I mean, like, this deck is kind of low-key hilarious and kind of ridiculous, especially with now there's preparation of rights, preparation of rights, the field spell, terraforming, all of this stuff. I mean, the worst part about the deck is that it misses timing on some stuff. And this deck is just, or this deck box is just a bunch of extra cards that I couldn't find space for. But so we've got Six Sam, Noble Knight, MachinafiniTrack, Darkworld, Monarch, Herald, and Evilswarm. So these are just 7 decks for a draft, in addition to my main decks, which, like I said, those Dex brand deck box, the insides of them fit very conveniently right inside, bada bing, bada boom. So over here, I've got my, well, this is the extra deck, but I've got a Mermail deck as well. It could be Mermail Atlantean, it could be Mermail Evi Gishki, because the Gishki stuff is nuts. I've got all of the different combos, so whatever you want to make the deck, if you want to personalize it a little bit to make it your own version. What is this? In here, I've got, oh yeah, in here is the classic, oh god, this deck is fucking bonkers. But I did take out Block Dragon, so it's not as disgusting as it used to be. But that would have been a little bit unfair. But the Adamancipator deck, Adamancipator, Go-Go, Ga-Go-Go, Gi-Ga-Go. I actually took out the Block Dragons and put in Mega Rock Dragons. God damn it, these ulti Mega Rock Dragons look so nice. God, why did I spend so much money on this stupid bullshit? Whew, but I love it. Oh, got the dual terminal Nat Beasts, Sparkions. Oh god, all the good cards. Access Code, Appaloosa, Crystron, IP Masquerena, Arvamax, Blackluster Soldier the Link, another Halferbax, Mrs. Radiant, such a disgusting little card. I mean, I'm assuming that there are things that are not exactly tournament legal, so to say. But again, that's the whole point of having all of this contained in one box, is that we're not playing with fucking Yu-Gi-Oh! We're playing to have fun. If Yu-Gi-Oh! If main Yu-Gi-Oh! Was fun, people wouldn't be making all these formats and doing all this other stuff because they don't want to play that stupid bullshit. So that's kind of the idea with this whole brick box, or draft box. So that's what we got going on in this big one. I am genuinely having all of this stuff like this in one box gives me a little bit of a fucking boner looking at it, because I've had all these different deck boxes and all of this stuff all put around, and now I've got it all in one spot, all organized, all sleeved, all beautiful, and it smells crispy. Okay, let me put this guy back on top. Okay. Now, the last thing we're going to take a look at very quickly is the 4 of the Uaono deck boxes. So, first, we've got the red and blue deck boxes, and these are the mirror match deck boxes. So, inside of the red, I'll flip it this way. inside of the red, we've got two 55 card mirror match decks, and basically you spend 15 minutes in the beginning organizing this deck into whatever type of deck you'd like. If you want it to be, you know, a faster deck, a slower deck, a more control, you know, take out certain cards, leave in fast cards, take out slow cards, whatever the case is. But these are definitely a slower, more controlled format. And then over here on the blue side, we've got the exact same thing, except this is 60 cards instead of 55. I'm currently working on getting it down. And you can see we've got a black and white for this one. And these ones are a little bit faster. There's a couple engines inside here, so you can leave in engines, take out engines, make up your own stuff. And the whole idea with these two decks, or two things, regardless of whichever one you play, the idea is that you take the first, 15 minutes, decide what you want to play in the deck, then you duel it out just like normal, and your cards that you took out in the beginning become your side deck. And so it's, I think it's kind of fun. It makes it so you don't need to have any sort of anything with you. You can just take these and just go straight to dueling. You guys don't have to, whoever you and you're playing with, your friends, your boys, you don't have to need anything to bring with you. It's all just here, ready to go. Now, the last two that we've got, the gray and the green, are the Edison format decks. So, over here in the gray, we've got the Blackwing and the Quickdraw plant, and both of these decks are completed main decks, with the exception of I need one Foolish Burial for this plant deck, but this is, and what I love about this plant deck is these are all, and the Blackwing as well, but they're all my OG cards. I mean, this is literally, I drew on this Quickdraw Synchron back in high school when I was playing Quickdraw Plant for the first time. I mean, literally, these Edison decks, or at least these two, are the OG fucking Edison decks from back in the day. My Blackwing deck even more so, because this is, I played Blackwings originally. I played Blackwings for my first ever tournament top at locals, and then after that I went into Plant Synchron because, synchros were just, special summoning and synchros were just too much fun. And just the same thing with the Quickdraw. You could see I drew on this fucking, this is my Sirocco from high school that I fucking drew on. And not just the Sirocco, I've got different things, my fucking Bora that I drew on, all sorts of shit. So all of these, well, not all of these, but a lot of these cards are my original Blackwing Edison format deck cards, which I think is just, it makes all of this just that much more fun. And so we've got kind of like the top tier deck Blackwing, the kind of like mid tier deck Plant Synchro, or Quickdraw Synchro, even though some people say that this is lower tier. And then my personal two favorite decks, which one of them I never played, and one of them I always lost to because I played plants, and I would literally, I was fine when I played Blackwings because Blackwings had Kalut and they had monsters that could beat, but whenever I played plants, I'd always lose to my one friend who played Gladiator Beast, because Gladiator Beast absolutely shits on decks that don't have beaters and combo decks, essentially. So I made, obviously, because I always fucking lost to it, so obviously you already know I made a Gladiator Beast deck, because if I suffered back in the day, the people at locals are going to fucking suffer today. And so this deck, the Glad Beast deck, is actually missing a couple cards from the main deck. A couple cards in the side deck too. But I do have the completed extra deck, which is nice. And the plant deck is missing, like I said, just the Foolish Burial from the main deck, and then a couple Synchro cards. Oh, I'm sorry. That was the other deck box. This deck, I'm sorry. So we went over the Glad Beast. What this deck is, ooh, baby. So I actually never played this deck back in the day because it was too expensive, because Judgment Dragon was too expensive. But yes, I went ahead and made a Lightsworn deck. OG Edison format Lightsworn, because there was one kid. There's always that one kid that plays Lightsworn, and he never wins except for that 1 or 2 days that maybe happen once a month, twice a month, that he just mills the absolute nuts. He mills wolf after wolf after wolf, or fucking has Judgment Dragon charge, starts off, you know, his hand with Judgment Dragon charge, Solar Recharge, Lumina. I mean, like, he just draws the fucking nuts every single fucking game, or he's always got an Honest in his hand. And so I was like, you know what? I never played this deck like that, but, you know, fuck it. I had the cards. So this was actually going to be a Lightsworn deck that was going to be the 8th deck for the big deck box collection that we just went over. But I decided that, fuck it, I got the cards. Let's make it fucking Edison format. And let's, you know, there are the days where I just want to fucking turn my brain off and just let the gods do what they want with me. And so that's when I will play the Lightsworn deck. So that's about it for all of the cards and everything. And I just wanted to shout out to all of the people who still randomly watch my stuff, because I never, like, you know, never made anything that, like, pissed them off like crazy, or maybe they're just people that were never unsubscribers. They just always just keep, you know, subscribed just to watch random stuff, just because, you know, honestly, it is a really weird progression of, you know, someone's life, like me specifically, going from, like, the kind of person I was, like, in Yu-Gi-Oh times to now making, like, more, like, real quote-unquote content, but now going back to making some, like, Yu-Gi-Oh stuff. So I see people that just, like, never unsubscribed for fucking 15 years, and now, you know, it's full circle. They see, like, Yu-Gi-Oh stuff in their, you know, thing, and they're like, where did this fucking Yu-Gi-Oh channel come from? And it's like, oh my god, it's that guy that fucking did all that stupid shit before. Now he's doing stupid shit again. So shout out to, you know, those people. To be honest, part of why I'm doing this is because of watch time. I'd like to, you know, do these full videos, do these vlogs, do this stuff, and see if it's an easy way to bump up watch time on the channel, because I am getting really close to monetization. And if I can, you know, throw in an extra 2-3 videos a week, maybe like 4-6 videos a month that increase my watch time by, you know, 500 hours or something, you know, because, like, these duel videos, an entire tournament is an hour or 2 hours of dueling. And it's easy to realistically pretty easy to upload, pretty easy to record. So, you know, we'll see, you know, if that helps the channel. We'll see what it does with upload time and everything. But that's all for the video. That's all for the boxes and everything. Now it's time to squeeze all this shit back inside this bag and put it away and wait for Friday, baby. All right. Smoke grass, eat ass, be excellent to each other. I will see you in the next video. Deuces.
Like the vid, leave a word, drop a comment, get absurd. Subscribe if you had some fun. We drop bangers one by one. Check the description down below for all the links you need to know. Thanks for watching, you're the best. Now